Today I'd like to talk to you guys about All About Spelling Level 1. So we started off the school year actually using a different spelling book. We started off with Spelling Workout B. This is for my son in 2nd grade. Halfway through the school year, we switched to All About Spelling Level 1 because this one just wasn't working for him. In Spelling Workout, you have a list of 10 words and worksheets using those 10 words, and then at the end of the week you have a test on the 10 words. And there's a little bit of spelling rules in this little tip section, but this just was not working for my son. At the end of the week when he took his test, he might have 2 or 3 words spelled correctly, and he was very frustrated with just not being able to memorize or remember these words, and it was obviously not working. So I knew we had to try something else, and so we just went for All About Spelling. So just so you know from the start, this is kind of an expensive program because you need the teacher book, and you need the student cards, and you need the letter tiles, but it is working really, really well. And if you can get the items used, it's definitely worth it. It may even be worth paying the full price for because it is working for my son. So let's take a look inside and see what All About Spelling is like. So what I found interesting right from the start was the first thing that you teach the kids are the letters and the sounds that the letters make. And so when I taught my children to read, I just taught them like B, B, M, M, and such like that. And I taught them the short vowel sounds. What's interesting about this program is that they teach the children all the sounds that the letters can make right from the start. So for A, the child is supposed to memorize that A says A, ah. And the letter C says K, S. 2 different sounds. And the letter Y says Y, I, E. So the child knows right from the start that certain letters can have either 1 sound, 2 sounds, 3 sounds, or 4 sounds. And they learn this right from the start. And you review it a lot. And it sounds complicated, but it's actually pretty easy to memorize. And I just said those from memory because we've been doing this for months now. And my son knows these as well, just very quickly and easily, especially if you say those sounds always in the same order. It's very easy to memorize them. So that's the first thing, is to teach the child all the possible sounds the letters can make. And most of the letters really only do have 1 sound, but a few of them, the vowels particularly, have 2, 3, or 4 sounds each. So the next thing that you teach the student is how to segment words. So if you had a word like, let's say stem, so segmenting would be like doing this, s, t, e, m. So you're just breaking the word, you're segmenting the word into every single sound that it makes. And you just practice this and practice this. And then you're introduced to the letter tiles, and I will show you guys all of the tiles and the cards soon. So you have magnetic letter tiles, and the child can move them all around, make words with them, and it just helps them use their hands. It's not just doing worksheets like in this one. You have the letter tiles, and there's flashcards as well. So as an example for these cards that teach the spelling rules, so one side of the card will say the vowels are, and then the student is supposed to say A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. A consonant is, and then the child is supposed to say any letter that isn't a vowel. And then you review these and review these and review these. And what I like about this book is that they don't have the student do any words that they haven't very, very clearly told the rule about. So there's no confusion as to what we should do with this word because they've already covered the rule. So my son is just flourishing with this book. So instead of getting only 2 out of 10 words correct when we do, let's say, his dictation phrases, which I will show you later in the book, there's dictation phrases, he will actually get 90% of these words, if not 95% of these words correct the very first time, because he knows the rules and the sounds. So at the beginning of the book, of course, you have simple words that are only, let's say, mat or pet. And then toward the end, you have words like this, and you do dictate phrases, and so you just say it out loud to them, and they write it without looking. And I don't do tests with this. We just do the dictation phrases, and we just teach them the rules, and we're just doing it that way. So you get to learn the rule, like when do you use CK? When do you use a C at, or when does a C say the S sound? So C says S before E, I, or Y. So very interesting, all these rules. You can make a word plural by adding S or ES. So you learn all the rules, you use the tiles, and this is just working. This is where we're at right now. We're almost done with level 1 here. So that is what this looks like, and I will show you guys the cards and the tiles. So the cards, you need like something like this to keep them in. You can get these little dividers. So these are for doing with the child, and you would just show it to them, and then they will tell you the sounds. So let's see. This one has 3 sounds. Ch, k, sh. So they learn all 3 sounds. They don't just learn ch for this, which is what I would have normally taught my kids. It can be those 3 sounds, and then they tell you what it is. And there's different spots, so if they've mastered it, you put them in one spot, and if you need to keep reviewing it, you put them in another. Now these red ones are, you say the sound, sh, and then the student can point to the letter tile. So these are the rules, what they call key cards. Which letters are often doubled after a single vowel at the end of a 1-syllable word? Now this is a little complicated one, but they're not all as complicated as that. C says S before what 3 letters? E, I, or Y. And you just review these, and my son knows most of these. Every word has at least 1, and then the back says vowel. So that's what's going on with these. And these are the spelling words that they are supposed to learn. And so they keep practicing these until they know them really, really well. So now I'm going to show you the letter tiles. So these are the letter tiles, and I have them on this white magnetic board. And you can see double of all the letters, and there's 3 S's. And the vowels are red. And then we also have down here, we have our consonant teams to use when building our words. So that is what we have so far. We're in just level 1, and there's going to be more tiles added as the levels continue up. So basically, the student, when they're building a word, will just pull them down. Make the word like this, so they can use their hands and move around. So that is what the letter tiles look like, and we are really, really enjoying All About Spelling. So happy that we switched to All About Spelling, and we are definitely going to continue using this next year, level 2, and we'll see how it goes from there. So thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions, please leave them below. Have a great day. Bye.